Welcome, wrestling fans. I'm Louis, the Encyclopedia of Pro Wrestling.
Jay, the whiz kid of pro wrestling.
And this is Evolution of Pro Wrestling. Why? Because it's just too sweet. Welcome, fans. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you here. I hope you like the intro. This intro that we had right now, we're going to discuss it at the moment. Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
One more for the good guys.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, wrestling fans. We're glad that you join us. Today's Evolution of Pro Wrestling is going to be something different. As many of you know, hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
As many of you know, a couple of weeks ago, a very unique superstar, very unique wrestler in professional wrestling.
A legend.
Passed away. And it was Scott Hall, a.k.a. Razor Ramon. Now, many people are going to dispute what we're going to say for this, but we're going to get into it with this discussion because this involves the Attitude Era. But survey says one more for the good guys. That's right. This show is going to be pretty much based on the life and career of Scott Hall, a.k.a. Mr. Machismo, a.k.a. Razor Ramon.
Yes.
So, and this goes back, the bad guy, Razor Ramon.
Of course.
And this guy really made a change in professional wrestling.
He made a really debatable thing happen in professional wrestling as well that we are going to get into in this topic. Mm-hmm. So I'm really hyped for it.
No, I'm definitely hyped for this one. You know, Scott Hall made a contribution to this business that not many people see, you know, and many people to this day, which I kind of see it now, what they meant. But a lot of people to this day say that, Stone Cold started the Attitude Era. Hey, Ray, what's going on, brother? Yo. Hey, yo. That Stone Cold started the Attitude Era. I don't think that's true. I think Scott Hall was the one that started the whole Attitude Era because of the invasion.
I think starting back from the Monday Night Wars. I feel like Scott Hall was like ahead of the Attitude Era at the time. Like, that was something that he created before the Attitude Era was exactly. No Scott Hall, no Attitude Era. Agreed. No, without Scott Hall, there would be
but that's what I'm saying. Well,
Era.
listen, when the invasion happened, when Scott Hall came through that crowd, took the mic and said, "Give me a mic." He said, "You want to go to war? We're going to take you to war. I want the Macho Man." He went in, and it was a hell of a promo, and it caught the attention. And then to top it off, you adding Kevin Nash to the mix.
That was wild.
The way he came in.
That was where the bad guys were born.
And then to put the icing on the cake, Hulk Hogan.
Oh, my God.
And then the NWO was created.
Wow.
And then that's when the word, hey, yo, was awesome. Scheme G, you know what I mean?
The Nacho Man, he was going in, man.
But before we get into that,
Scott Hall is the forbidden door.
Exactly.
Scott Hall is the forbidden door. No, you're right.
But before he was the forbidden door, he was an excellent tag team partner in AWA with Kurt Hennig.
Yeah, Nacho Man.
Man. You know that was pretty good back then because people fail to realize he was a phenomenal wrestler back then.
Of course.
And when he wrestled in tag team with Kurt Hennig, he did a lot of good things. You know, in AEW he made a name for himself. You know, he was strong. He was this big guy. He was a baby face, and a lot of people liked him. You know, but it really didn't get him anywhere. You know, and that still bothers me to this day as to why that man never held the world title. You know what I mean? Like, I wish he could have held the WWE title. He would have been an excellent heel
I feel like he would have, but I feel like, you know, I do got a debate for that, and I feel like he should have won it, but I think it was good that he didn't win the title. I think it was good that Razor Ramon or Scott Hall, whatever you guys prefer, didn't win the title.
And why is that?
I say that because I feel like Scott Hall was one of those type of guys that could carry the wrestling business with or without a title. It wasn't an accessory with the title. Scott
Jeff, the mustache, I remember.
The mustache,
in AWA. He just had the mustache. He didn't have another goatee, nothing.
Oh, goodness.
It was funny.
He was a top 5 IC champion. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like, since he broke that, he made that forbidden door. The NWO was created with all that.
Okay.
I feel like he could have won the title, but he didn't need to win the
let's
title.
talk about his debut in 1992.
Okay.
Let's talk about that.
Yep.
All right. So he made a name for himself coming into WWE.
Mm-hmm.
He was a heel to start.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what made the fans catch on was the moment he started flicking his toothpick. He started saying, "Hey yo," and all that stuff. He started talking that machismo. Eventually, the fans started catching on. That's when they made. I think supposedly, I think it was a tournament in it, battle royal for the intercontinental title.
Yeah.
But the last 2 superstars had to take on each other at the main event of Monday Night Raw. Raw is War.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happened, he finally became a face. Thank you, honey, for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Our producer and director, my lovely wife, Yesenia, his stepmom. She came up with some awesome ideas, and she's definitely great behind the scenes. My cousin Marty, what's going on? Welcome to the show, cuzzo. Thank you. So when he became a face, he was a fan favorite. Like everybody, they were wearing the chains and the gold, like everything, the vest, and he made a name for himself. But in this business, it's money.
Money.
You got money, you got power. Back then, there was not guaranteed contracts. Your word was your bond. Your handshake was your bond. But at the time, nobody thought about that. So WWF had a gold chain. They had a whole bunch of stuff with him when he was Razor Ramon. And I remember when he first came to Monday Night Raw, when he fought the 1-2-3 Kid. I think that's also what made him a babyface. He fought the 1-2-3 Kid. Actually, he was just the Kid. That was his name, the Kid.
The Kid.
And then he beat him the first time. Fought him again. Say, okay, I'm going to kick the living bejesus out of him. Then he lost. And the fans went crazy. They went crazy because it was the ultimate underdog beating the ultimate villain. And the way Scott Hall sold that match, the way he sold that pin, that shocking pin. And I'm like, oh man. So he said, okay. He said, I'm gonna challenge him to $100,000 match. He challenged him to match. but he never won the match. The 1-2-3 Kid never won the match. He just took the money and ran. But eventually, as time went on, he started growing for the Kid.
Yeah.
And then that's when he became a babyface. He's like, okay, now we got something here. The fans are starting to take momentum with this guy. Exactly. They gave more momentum as a heel and Sean Waltman as an upcoming rookie. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So when it comes to something like that, a star was created right there.
Of course.
The way he reacted with that moonsault, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, this guy's an awesome heel. He's an awesome heel. And then he used to throw him. Supposedly it was called the sack of shit. That's what it was called because of Sean Waltman. So I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, okay.
Oh, what a weird name.
But he did it. So.
Oh my god.
I'm like, okay. But anyway.
Okay.
But he really made a name for himself in the WWF.
Right.
WWE. But like I said, there was no guaranteed contracts in WWE.
Of course not.
But it was in WCW. Why? Because they had the money of Ted Turner.
He used to fling homie across the ring like paperweight.
Yeah. He used to just throw him.
Oh my god.
He would throw him like it was nothing.
Like nothing. Oh my.
So
that's wild.
When he would come up in that match, like Brian said, his momentum kept going. Kept going.
Yeah.
And then eventually, that's when he became a face, and the fans took a liking. He won the Intercontinental title. He won numerous matches. But again, no guaranteed contracts. So he left.
He left.
He left for more money. He left for more money. They called him a sellout. But he was a part of the infamous curtain call. It broke kayfabe forever.
He was a part of the curtain call.
It was him,
right.
Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, and Triple H. Which many of you know, Triple H caught the backlash of that.
Oh, yeah.
Because Kevin Nash and Scott Hall were leaving. Shawn was pretty much untouchable because he was the WWE champion.
Yeah.
So
Triple H was the only one that caught the backlash.
Yes, he was the only one that caught the backlash.
Had a Hell in a Cell ladder match at WrestleMania 10. Oh,
had a hell of a ladder match. Yes, let's go back to that. I forgot I skipped that. I'm sorry. WrestleMania 10.
Yep.
For the Intercontinental Championship.
Yes.
Now, many people say, yes, yeah, exactly. That made the ladder match. Many people say that this was the first ever ladder match in the WWE. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. I feel like they made the ladder match as popular as it was
exactly
today. Yes,
because the first ever ladder match was Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart.
Yeah, exactly.
It was in a house show.
Yeah.
But Shawn Michaels and Scott Hall revolutionized that. They made it to what?
Good looks, Jeff. Good looks, Jeff.
That's our expert.
Good looks.
You pretty much you come out and you see that match.
They did set the bar in that match.
Of course they did.
Set the bar in that match.
Of course they did. They set the title for title.
Did.
They set the bar like no other.
You said, that wasn't the first ladder match, but that was the ladder match that made the ladder match go to the heights it was.
Listen, to be honest, out of every single match at WrestleMania 10, that was my favorite.
That was a good one.
That was my favorite. That was my favorite.
Right behind you in that.
Like, it was amazing. It was an amazing match.
It was phenomenal.
And to know the fact that you oh man, that you can captivate the fans and do what you do, it's amazing. It's amazing. And then they fight again at SummerSlam 1995, but this time, Shawn Michaels emerged victorious. You know what I mean? Exactly. Owen should have faced Yoko that night.
Yeah.
Because Owen Hart deserved to be champion. And I will continue to say it to this day. You know what I mean? But Scott Hall, to me, again, was the one that started the Attitude Era. The way he came through that crowd.
Amazing.
Like, you come in, you make fun of Mean Gene, you make fun of Macho Man, you make fun of Hulk Hogan, Ted Turner, who, like, just the promo alone was awesome. And you know what else is awesome? That you guys please feel free to share our content all over social media. Share, like, comment, bring everybody. Hey, yo. Share and comment now, all right? Don't let us down. Thank you. Bring everybody in here. Okay, I'm back. Exactly, James. Exactly. Just like Kevin Nash said in the podcast. Back then, people believed 2 can beat 100. It was real. People thought it was real because they came with baseball bats down to the ringside. They started pounding the ring steel with actual bats. And the cops had their hands on their guns. And I'm like,
that's crazy how real they made that.
Exactly.
That's
and
wild.
It looked like it was an invasion.
Real. It looked like it was legitimate.
It was an invasion.
Right.
But that's when Kevin Nash said, supposedly Eric Bischoff. And speaking of Eric Bischoff, supposedly Eric Bischoff is taking jabs at Becky Lynch and MJF about promos. That they can't cut a promo for the life of them. Like, that's not a good thing, my man. Like, you want to tone it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep it down, baby. Come on,
my brother.
Keep it down, Bischoff. We know you're controversial, brother, but
you said Eric Bischoff, right?
Yeah. Oh. Eric Bischoff. Take it up. Take it easy, Bish.
Gotta keep it down a little bit, my brother.
All right, Bish. Eric. Oh, man, you the man. No, but he listen.
Stereo like a dart into
Easy E trying to stay relevant. Yes, that's right. He's trying to stay relevant. But it's okay. God. Listen, I respect Easy E. He he came close. He came close to putting WWE out of business. But that's when Vince McMahon took all the gloves off. It's like, we
throwing hands now.
Exactly, we going full throttle now, and then there was no looking back.
Right.
But now he just let us down.
Yeah.
So.
It was a big,
But anyway,
big disappointment. Like Boruto.
Listen, when they made that connection with the crowd, when the NWO, when the Outsiders first came, this was before the NWO even emerged. They made a name for themselves as the Outsiders. They invaded. Brian says, if you guys watched the first episode of WWE Evil when they were taking over WCW and were talking about the third guy, they originally were going to let Sting turn heel before Hogan decided to do it. Scott Hall had a huge deal with that decision. Wow. That's impressive.
I think Sting would have been a good idea, but I feel like
it would have not made as much.
All right, exactly.
In my opinion, no offense to Sting. Sting is an icon, a legend, has done so much for this business, especially WCW. But there was no bigger star than Hulk Hogan.
I feel like
at the time.
that too, and I feel like Sting's would have been too predictable because it's like his character. He was a good guy, yes, but Sting was a really edgy character, which means he wasn't on that super good guy persona that comes in the ring and, you know, acts almighty and loves all the fans and all that. He was one of those edgy type of baby faces. No one expected Hulk Hogan to become heel. People literally threw garbage in the ring.
Wait. Okay. I'm going to mention two big comments right here. Brian says Sting doesn't touch Hogan. Not with that.
Nah.
And Jeff says nobody would have had a heel turn impact like Hogan. You hit it right on the nail.
Right. You hit the nail on the head right there.
Because at the time, Hulk Hogan was the saying your prayers, take your vitamins.
He was basically a baby face for everyone.
He was a baby face
including
for
the children.
everyone.
Like everyone.
And it was
easily biggest heel turn in history.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Was a lifeline to his career. It absolutely was. Definitely.
It transcended.
No lies told.
It transcended.
Playing the Savior was better.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Right. Listen, Eric Bischoff planned that beautifully.
Of course.
But once that happened, what next? You had no talent. So Eric Bischoff let the ship sink. He let the talent take over, and it was like an asylum. It was like an asylum. Alone with no warrant, no chief, nothing. You know what I'm saying,
right?
But Scott Hall had a big part in that.
He did.
When they presented that heel turn with Hulk Hogan, and the way Scott Hall was making fun of the crowd, posing as Hulk Hogan like this, like this, and he was like.
Listen,
what? And people were literally throwing trash inside the ring. Like literally, they hit.
Too many
Scott
members
Hall.
in NWO killed it. I feel like
exactly.
They should have just kept those three. They should have kept those three.
They should have kept those two. They should have kept those three plus the Giant. That's it.
I still feel like they should have just kept those.
Or if not those three,
with the Giant.
Just those three.
I feel like those were the originals. Those were the guys that made NWO. Like without Scott Hall, Hogan,
of course,
or Kevin Nash, there would be no NWO.
Brian, you got a point. So Scott Hall owned that heel.
He did.
He owned really that heel. Like he would go like.
That was his character. There can never be another Scott Hall. You can
absolutely
that is
not.
That is one of the only wrestlers you cannot replicate at all. You can't even come close to replicating Scott Hall.
I'm gonna ask
at all.
When it comes to this line of him being in the NWO. Do you think that it should have been Hogan who got more of the publicity, more of the title, more of the recognition, or so Scott Hall would have been a big part in that first?
Scott Hall would have been a big part.
Why is that?
First. I say that because I feel like by bringing Hogan into the NWO, this was probably a part of Scott's plan. Scott knew exactly how to get down to business, and by putting Hogan on the spotlight in the NWO, he already knew the fans weren't gonna like him, the fans were gonna hate him. So basically, to keep it short, he is the driving force to Hulk Hogan's madness and coming into the NWO. So without Scott Hall, there would be no Hollywood Hogan. That's just my take on that. Without a Scott Hall or without a Kevin Nash, there would be no Hollywood Hogan. There would be no way to pull that off without those two. There would be no NWO. There would be no none of that. So I just feel like Scott Hall was the driving force to Hogan's heel turn. I feel like I said, without that, Hogan's turn wouldn't have been as powerful. At least that's my take on
No,
that.
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, because Hulk Hogan's turn, when Hulk Hogan's turn happened,
Exactly, there would be no NWO.
There would be no NWO.
Exactly.
There won't be because remember, Scott Hall win, and then Kevin Nash left. So, and the same thing. There was no guaranteed contracts back then. But what do you think happened to the NWO? Like, why did it not become? They mentioned, besides the members, what else you think happened that the NWO stopped succeeding?
I just think it was the members. Like, they kept adding too many people into the NWO. Like, I think at a point they added Sting into the NWO too, right?
Well, that's because they created a Wolfpack NWO and then
that's
a regular
what I'm saying.
NWO.
Like, I feel like that was just the main problem. Too many members. It was like,
you know what?
They should have just kept 3 people.
That's a good question. What if Kevin Nash came first? Would an NWO even ever existed? Would that heel turn ever happen?
So, what are we going?
The same thing goes.
Okay,
what if Scott Hall never left WWE?
All right, so then that leads me to this question. Then, what if Kevin Nash was the one that invaded and not Razor Ramon?
That's what they just said.
That's what I'm saying. Then
what if
would
Kevin Nash
happened?
came? That's what I'm saying. What
would have happened?
I don't even think the NWO would have ever made it.
I don't think that's what I'm saying. I don't think so either. I don't think the NWO would be what it was today. If Hall followed, then yes. I still feel like NWO wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. I feel like it would have not been a success.
No.
Even if Hall followed, I still wouldn't feel like it was a success.
Listen, the reason I say that if Nash would have gone first, it would have never worked. And the reason I say this is because Kevin Nash is this tall, strong guy. Scott Hall has this persona, this machismo, as they say. And the way he came out is like this, how they say in the mafia, these consigliere. Kevin Nash is the muscle. Hulk Hogan is the Don.
Hulk Hogan was the Don of that. That's what I'm saying.
You see how that flows? Kevin Nash would have been there. It would have never worked.
It wouldn't worked. It wouldn't.
The muscle coming in first? No. Because then you would have had a heel turn with Hogan, and then what you got?
Then you got to remember, Razor Ramon was the brains too. Razor Ramon was probably the smartest one in the group.
See, yeah, just stop it, James. Diamond Stud and Oz? No, hell no. Listen, WCW at the time put Scott Hall as Diamond Stud with Diamond Dallas Page. The man got nowhere, and they put this man as Oz. With a big wizard hat, a mask, and a green cape. They had, you know how many characters they gave these men, and it never worked. It never ever worked.
You gotta be kidding me.
So that's what I'm saying. It would have never worked if Kevin Nash would have came in first. It would have never worked.
Even if Nash was bigger gun than Scott Hall, never lead with the big gun. Never lead with the big gun. Never
ever lead with the big gun.
What if DDP was the third member?
Nope. Still would have not made an impact.
Worked.
It wouldn't. Listen, if Hulk Hogan was not the third member, it would have never worked. They would have never worked. Early WCW wasted Nash, Hall, Stone Cold, Triple H, and The Undertaker. Of course, they were all wasted early in WCW. You know what I mean? And it happens. It happens, but they eventually become a superstar. Brian says NWO was slowly dying when they gave Hulk Hogan rights to be head of creative writing. Yes, I completely agree.
I didn't understand why they did that, honestly speaking.
What if The Undertaker came in to fight the NWO? I don't know.
I could see a rivalry going on between those.
I think I would have seen that.
It depends on what Undertaker we're talking about, though.
Now, here's my question. The NWO was so successful, but we mentioned if Kevin Nash came first.
Yeah.
What if Scott Hall never left? What would have been the career of Hulk Hogan? Would Hulk Hogan still have been this baby face in WCW?
So what if he never left? That's a good question.
What his career had transcended in the WWE.
Taker building a stable against NWO. Yeah, me too. That is a really hard one. What do you think? That's a really hard question to answer because it could go both ways, honestly. But I want to hear your aspect on this one.
You know what? That's a good point. That's a really good point. If Bradley says, what if Triple H would have left WWE as well? Jeff says WWE might have died. I think it could have.
It could have. Like I said, it could have went both ways.
Well,
I think.
Well, that's true. Without NWO, DX doesn't exist. What happens to the Clique? Actual on-screen faction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
true.
There's a lot of things that go through your mind. You know, like what if this happened? What if this never happened?
Right?
This
What
is
if that
that.
happened, right?
You know, it's tough. And when you see Scott Hall, I'm still trying to boggle through my head why they never put him as WWF champion. You should at least let him beat Bret Hart. At least at the Royal Rumble,
like I said,
and then have Bret win it back at WrestleMania.
Like I said, I feel like, giving him the title would have been nice, but I feel like he's one of those wrestlers that did not need a title. He didn't need one. It wasn't
they are superstars that really don't
something
need
that
one.
was required.
And I understand what you're saying, but to me, that's just my personal opinion.
I gotta disagree on that one. Then I can't bring myself to agree with that. Like I said, I'm not knocking Scott Hall. I feel like he deserves a title. Yes. But I'm saying he's one of those wrestlers that doesn't need one. It's good for him to have one. It would be great for him to have one.
Yep.
But it's not exactly like he needed a title around his waist.
Perfect comment right here by Jeff. Without Hall leaving, there is no NWO, no WCW taking over and forcing WWE to do better, which means no Stone Cold or DX. Exactly.
Piper didn't need WWF title. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of wrestlers that didn't need the title and they still got successful. And I feel like if Scott Hall wouldn't have left, then they should have given him the title.
Here is a interesting comment Brian says. He says, watch that documentary, Lou. Scott Hall talks about being bored with his character in the WWE. That's what I'm saying. You know that this man he's machismo and he's this babyface. No, put him as a heel. That's what he does. He sold that in WCW.
He was the greatest heel.
You know what I mean?
He's a great heel.
He takes that mic and is like, hey, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then that's what
he didn't need it. But yeah, exactly. See, but that's exactly what I'm trying to say. He didn't need it, but he deserved it.
Of course he did.
You basically.
Piper had the microphone. There was Scott Hall was not seeing Roddy Piper. I'm sorry. Scott Hall was good promo, good.
Roddy Piper was the best.
Yeah, but Piper, he can't see Piper. I'm sorry.
Roddy Piper was the best.
You can't. I'm not even gonna go there. Nobody can tell me that Scott Hall is better than Piper on the mic. No. But it's
since this is an NWO show or
the commercials were great. Commercials were awesome. Like,
since this is a Scott Hall tribute, I'm not gonna go there, but I do want to debate on who's better on the mic. Piper or Scott Hall?
What?
We don't gotta do this now.
No, we're gonna do this now.
Okay, we can do this now then.
We got the fans here. You hear this kid?
We can do this now.
This young man here, he wants to debate.
I just think I'm not. Listen,
like
you're saying Scott Hall is getting wiped off the map by Piper when it comes to mic skills. I don't think that. Jaden,
are you kidding?
Piper, sorry.
Come on.
No, I don't agree. Listen, that's your opinion. This is you guys' opinion.
This isn't a debate.
That's you guys' opinion. This is my opinion.
Okay, let's hear this opinion.
You guys' opinion. I'm not saying that Piper can't throw down on the mic.
Okay, so give us something. Give us a reason why you think Scott Hall is.
No. I'm not saying he's better. Let's not get this all twisted. I'm not saying he's better than him. I'm not saying that. But I feel like sixth or fifth place.
Like Jaden?
No. I don't feel like you guys are ranking him little too high. Hall is top 10, but I feel like he deserves somewhere at least in the top 5 or 4.
I'll give him 5.
I'll give him in the top 5. I'll give him at least a 3 or a 4.
I'll give him in the top 5.
Because Piper
but as far as Piper's promo, no way. You need to see some.
He can stand a chance against
Piper.
Yes, he can.
Absolutely not.
He can.
Heck no. Jaden, come on, son.
No, just that's your opinion. God. That's not my opinion. We have 2 different opinions.
Oh my God.
You're giving me. This is my opinion, though. I'm going with
cow.
my opinion. You guys can think
Jaden.
Piper is better.
Wait a minute.
You guys can think Piper's better. I have my opinion on this.
Okay, so give me...
I think he's a higher ranking than that.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a promo. You give me a promo of Scott Hall. One short promo, and I'll give you one, and we'll decide. We'll let the fans decide which one was better.
What do you mean? We don't gotta go off of promos. We go off of who has the. What do you mean?
But that's what makes them what they are. Promos.
Okay, so give me exactly a reason why Roddy Piper is the best on the mic.
Listen,
like you all say,
he kicked the bejesus out of his guest, threw him off, and
what does that got to do with mic skills? No, we're talking about mic.
Just when you think you have the answers, I change the question.
Okay, that's a phrase that everybody knows. Is that all?
Listen,
is that all?
He has a lot more.
Is that the only phrase?
Have you ever seen his promos?
I've seen a few of his promos, yes. Is that the only phrase that you can use to prove that Piper is better than Razor Ramon?
Listen, man, we can debate about this all night. What's the phrase of Scott Hall?
Scott Hall has 2 words. Hey, yo. You already know. He's about to throw... You just said a whole phrase, and he says 2 words. What's the difference between them?
Look at. Even Brian said Hall is looking down on you, like, hey, yo.
No. Well, hey, yo, agree with me, Scott. Please, for one moment, give me your energy. Because I do not believe that he is ranking top 5. I think that Scott Hall
is ranking,
ranks at least top 3.
He is in the ranking top 5.
I think top 3.
I am not denying that.
I think top 3.
I'm not denying that. But top 3, no.
I think top 3.
And the reason I say that, I think to me there is also someone that's better than him, which...
Who?
CM Punk. You can't knock
That's also debatable as well.
Seriously?
That is also debatable
the
as well.
master of pipe bombs.
That is also debatable as well.
Him and Roddy Piper against each other? All 3 of them? See, Piper, come on, man.
Now let's debate Paul Heyman and Piper. I can debate that too. I can debate anything.
That's tough.
I can debate anything.
Those two will go at it with each other.
Paul Heyman just yells on the mic 24/7.
Yeah, but he knows what he's doing.
He does know what he's doing.
To say.
That's what I'm saying, though. You guys are going based off of who has better mic skill.
Okay,
I'm not going based off of that.
So forget the mic skill. Who has the better in-ring skill?
Well, okay. So is Piper a technical wrestler? Or?
I don't know.
You should know. You're a Piper fan, right?
I'm a Piper fan, but if you've seen his matches, you would know.
Okay, listen, I'm not a Piper fanboy.
If you see his
I'm not a Piper
you would know.
fanboy. I'm not saying I don't like Roddy Piper, but I'm not a complete fan of him either. So that's why I'm asking. I wasn't born at the time when he was good. Wait, Mike's skill is promos. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You guys are going based off of his promos.
So Roddy Piper at the time was a brawler.
He was a brawler.
He was a brawler. But in his beginning career, he was
he brawled. He brawled. He didn't wrestle. He brawled. He didn't wrestle.
Well, he wrestled one time against Ric Flair. I think it was in NWA.
He brawled.
He had his moments.
I didn't say that. I said I don't dislike Piper, but I'm not too big.
He's debating about Scott Hall.
You guys are entitled to your opinion. I did it. I was not around long enough to watch too much of Roddy Piper. To me, Roddy Piper was a little boring.
It's okay.
Listen, you guys are probably not at me right now. Yep, boring. When it came to he was a brawler. Who gets joy of
I think I'm growing more gray hair up here.
Well, go right ahead and grow all the gray hairs you want. Oh my God. Because I did not find Roddy Piper.
I can't believe he just said that.
I found his mic skills entertaining. Yes, his promos were very entertaining. But I didn't find him.
Jada, you just caused some controversy.
Boring.
He needs to watch Peacock.
Nope, he's just boring to me. Roddy Piper is just boring to me. He's just boring to me.
Oh man.
Roddy Piper is just, you need a new co-host.
Holy shit. Wow. No. My co-host is real.
No,
it's about controversy.
I'm not lying to you guys. I'm stating what I feel. I feel like this is my opinion. You guys got different opinions. You guys are older than me. I just feel Razor Ramon is more entertaining in my opinion.
Listen, he's entitled to his opinion.
This is my opinion. I feel like, promo-wise, don't get me wrong.
Never.
Somebody come get this boy. Never.
He said, I'm flying down there
Never.
now. He said, where are you? I'm flying
Look,
down
don't
there.
get me wrong. Roddy Piper's promos are amazing. Yes. But I don't feel like he was entertaining in the ring.
Okay.
I just don't.
Okay.
I can't.
I think I understand.
I can't bring
no.
myself
Wait a
back.
minute. I think I
Did you? I got everybody on me right now. I want to hear you guys on why he's more entertaining.
I'm going to clarify
I want to
this.
hear that.
I'm going to clarify this. Okay. I understand what he means. Why? Because we are old school. Back in the 80s, maybe...
Oh, a new debate. What's the new debate?
Wait.
Jada has gone full heel. Who said I ever turn face again? Who said I ever turn face again? Who said I turned face from the last time?
We'll get back to that.
Yeah, but continue.
Okay, so Roddy Piper's promos were more out there with the 80s. Maybe early 90s, maybe. But he was more better with his promos as a heel. Scott Hall is Jade is ruined by the internet.
I don't go on the internet like that. I don't really know.
Okay.
On next week's episode of Jaden's Pipe Bomb. I cannot with you guys, man.
Oh man, no.
Jake Roberts made you think.
That's what I'm saying. No, but that's what I'm saying. You think about it because Scott Hall's promos were going early 90s, late 90s.
Listen, I
understand.
I also want to clear the air too.
Were
That's
different.
what I'm saying.
The promos were different.
I'm not
era.
knocking Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper's amazing. For all the people that are saying I don't
Greatest
like
heel
him,
of all time.
I don't. Sure. For all the people that are saying
greatest heel of all time.
Sure. Whatever you believe. Okay. Like I said.
Who do you think is otherwise?
I didn't say anything. Did I ever say anything?
Disagree.
I said sure. I'm agreeing. Okay, let me get back to what I was saying.
The nerve of this
Let me get back to what I was saying. I don't knock Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper is amazing.
So what you
But
knocking?
like you said, I'm not that old. I didn't watch back then when Roddy Piper was
so
wrestling.
You saying we old?
I mean, hey, you get your head. I'm just saying. Now let me get back to my statement. All right. Now, like I was saying.
Come here, son. Give me a hug, son.
Hey,
give me a hug.
Like I was saying, I just don't feel. Boy is about to get grounded. No, like I said, I just feel like Roddy Piper was not in the ring.
We're educated, exactly. We are not old. He's about to get grounded. He's about to get grounded.
No, he just wasn't entertaining to me. Not in the ring.
Here's a good question.
Not in the ring. He was not entertaining to me in the ring. His promos were amazing.
No, it's in it for a week, Jenny. You're grounded.
No, I just don't think he was interesting.
No. He doesn't know because he hasn't seen his promos.
No. I'm not talking promos. I'm talking about in the ring. He was not interesting to me in the ring.
Well, it depends on who he was feuding with.
I just didn't like it at all. I like his promos. I loved his promos. Yes, that's what you guys are not understanding. I loved his promos. Roddy Piper is the best guy on the mic. I'm not saying he's not. I just didn't enjoy him in the ring. He wasn't entertaining to me. Without Roddy Piper's mic skills, I feel like Roddy Piper
Give me your heel.
Roddy Piper would not be great.
Okay.
Who is your heel, Jaden? I really don't. Jaden, is Hall better than Dusty? I haven't really watched too much of Dusty Rhodes, so I can't really answer that right now. But
that's
let me do a little bit of research on that.
Hitting us with a Mortal Kombat brutality.
Okay, so you promo wise, yes. In ring wise, I do not agree with any of you.
Okay, listen.
In ring wise, I don't like
in ring wise,
he was not.
Scott Hall was better. In my opinion,
but I'm
old school. But Roddy Piper would kick the shit out of you if he needed to because
he was a brawler. He didn't play them games.
Roddy Piper also did know how to fight technical.
He did know how to fight technical, but I just didn't.
You got to give him that edge too. Scott Hall had his ways, but Scott Hall was more, brolic.
No, Dusty.
No, Dusty, of course. Dusty was amazing.
That's what I'm saying.
Dusty to me cannot outperform Scott Hall in the ring, in my opinion. Because the simple fact you haven't seen it, but Dusty Rhodes had a persona, and to me, if you can keep up with Ric Flair inside the ring, you can keep up with anybody.
Piper was a scrapper.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I'm trying to say. It's not. I feel like it was the difference between them is that Piper knew how to get things done in the mic. I feel like Piper more so worried about the promos. His promos, I feel like a cool take on old school wrestling that'd be awesome in WWE. Okay, but what you call it? I feel like with Piper, he focuses more.
James, you're right. For a 300-pound man,
60 he fought
60 minutes with Ric Flair.
That is wow.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't forget Sergeant Slaughter. Sergeant Slaughter was great too.
If you can keep that, if you can keep that man, if you can wrestle with Ric Flair for 1 hour,
you're go.
You're good in the ring.
Yep,
you're good in the ring.
That I give him props to. So yes, I do agree with that statement.
He was amazing.
Dusty is. But overclassed in Scott.
Scott Hall he was different from the rest.
That's what I'm saying. I
said,
felt like he was.
We gotta ask this question right now. In your opinion, who do you think ignited the Attitude Era?
Scott Hall. I think.
And
Scott
why?
Hall. I think Scott Hall ignited the Attitude Era.
Tell us why.
Well, I think it all started with the. Invasion. He came demanding his tray, saying, you guys want a war, you're gonna get the war. And then after that, the wars legitimately began. They made it look real. Starting the invasions, all that. Exactly. Hall. That's what I'm saying. It all started back from the invasions leading up. That's what I'm saying. Even if it was scripted at the time, I feel like this was just all a part of the master plan until NWO exactly happened. Stone Cold, that's debatable. Anybody free to debate? I could debate all night.
Listen.
Stone Cold is debatable, though. Stone Cold's debatable.
Everyone is saying it.
Scott Hall.
In WWF, Austin did with Brett. No, but in general. Because to me, outside WWF, Hall crossing over.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because that's what
they
ignited.
made that invasion look so real. Like nobody really
Bargaining
knew.
for better pay and the invasion angle. Absolutely. Because it transcended everyone.
Exactly.
And I don't know. And this is crazy. This is crazy what I'm about to say. But in a way. That's true. That's so true. He made it cool to say ass on TV.
Scott Hall is WCW made it real. That's what I'm saying. I feel like Scott Hall had a big part to do with both the rise of WCW and
then Eric Bischoff went full throttle with it. Then Eric Bischoff perfected it and went full throttle with the Monday Night Wars.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like without Scott Hall, there wouldn't have been no Monday Night Wars, no Attitude Era.
This is what I was going to say. To me, in my opinion, Scott Hall and Eric Bischoff, if it wasn't for them, Edge would have never been created. The Hardy Boys would have never been created. Edge and Christian, The Rock, Mankind, none of them.
I feel like the
game
still could have been made. Why?
Because they gave it to the max. They took it to Vince McMahon's front door and said, "Do this. This is what you need to do to beat us."
I kind of feel like the Rock or Stone
This is what you need to do to beat us in order for you to win, and we're gonna take you to the limit. Let's see what you're gonna do. And it was all bets were off.
Yep.
Everything went off.
Yep.
Everything was gone. No more Dungeon of Doom. Like the Dungeon of Doom wasn't even having that much.
WWE was forced to change.
Exactly. They were forced to change from the gimmicks. From that, and that's when Vince McMahon came up and said, "We're tired of having your intelligence insulted. Versus good guys versus bad guys." And then that's when the Attitude Era was born. And that's what happened. That's what happened with the Attitude Era, and it was an awesome time to watch.
It was an awesome time to watch.
It was really the persona of it. Like, oh man, like I enjoyed every minute of it. Like it was so awesome, so awesome. And I'm like, wow. Like I wish we could have had more wrestling like that now.
Me too.
And it was like no, like why even do that? Like today's WWE, I'm just disappointed.
Me too. WWE is disappointing. Yep, it's not interesting anymore. It's not as interesting.
Okay, so we have a question. Can I ask a question as a fan? When do you realize WWE won the war? That's a good question.
What does he mean? When do you realize WWE
When they won the war? Well, first is when they purchased WCW.
Okay, yeah, I'm about to say, when did you realize that they won the war?
Because they purchased WCW.
Okay, so are we looking from like an outside aspect? Are we looking from like inside wrestling's perspective? What do you mean? Because there's two ways to look at this. When Vince brought... Okay, so the finger poke of doom.
No, the finger poke of doom. That did it for WCW. That did it for WCW.
That was it.
Like that.
That was just wild, man.
Like that. Why? You just finished coming from a triumphant win.
When Goldberg lost
it was over.
There was a lot of reasons why WWE won the war.
When Mankind won the title too, because they gave away the finish. WCW gave away the finish, and then over 600,000 viewers, or I think it was million, whatever, tuned into that, and they lost the war.
WCW let themselves go. Like, they beat themselves. Like, WWE didn't even have to do anything. They could have just sat there and laid back, had some tea or something. WCW just beat their self the moment they started making all these weird changes.
To me, Scott Hall was the one that started the Attitude Era.
Of course.
Revolutionized the NWO. And that was ridiculous.
Before Vince bought it as a fan, how did you know that WWE won before WCW was bought? So before it was
bought, I would have to say...
I think the finger poke of doom was
the finger poke of doom.
Finger poke of doom.
That was it right there.
They beat themselves with that. Like,
poke of doom.
WWE won right after that. Like, after the NWO left us split apart, after the finger poke of doom happened, it was just weird. Like, after Goldberg became this weird person, after everything, it was just like chaos. It was chaos.
Bottom line, he contributed a lot, man, and it's a shame that
he did.
He is gone.
Yeah,
you know, and he contributed a lot.
Scott Hall, I hope you agreed with me today, man. I took your side heavy today, man.
But he said some interesting words.
He did say some interesting words
in the WWE Hall of Fame.
He did say that.
It actually goes like this. Hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do. Thank you, wrestling fans, for joining us for this Scott Hall, a.k.a. Razor Ramon tribute. From myself, Lewis, the Encyclopedia of Pro Wrestling.
And from Jay, the Whiz Kid of Pro Wrestling.
Please feel free to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hey, yo, do it, or you're going to get beat down by the Evolution of Pro Wrestling team.
James, debate me in the chat.
So... tune in to our next show, fans. We are going to finally have the trivia, Evolution of Pro Wrestling trivia, which we will have some questions about Scott Hall. Survey says one more for the good guys.
Debate me in the chat, like I said.
Have a good night, wrestling fans.